What are the true feelings of the person you miss in your heart? Hello everyone, I'm tarot.gianaing. Today I will help you look at this problem. I have two sets of cards in front of me. This is the first set. This is the second set. Please choose the group that resonates most with your first intuition. 3, 2. Have you chosen the number 1? Then let's look at our friends and fathers in group D. The person you're thinking about, his real thoughts about your relationship. Let me first talk about the zodiac signs. This set of cards has Gemini and Pisces. Capricorn, commoner. Happy birthday to you. The knife made by Aries is better. Everyone can compare their own sun, moon and rising signs. Let me first tell you about your thoughts and state in this relationship. You are bow down 9. So bow down 9 is one cards with high damage energy. That is to say, you may have been scarred in this relationship. Let me see. It feels like verbal abuse can be more frequent. Perhaps there will be frequent quarrels, frequent bickering, or harsh words will be said in a quarrel. In short, it's about attacking the other party with words. It can't be you, it could be him. The wind energy has developed to level 9, as if it has reached a peak, and a situation with significant damage. So I can see your situation. The feeling of this relationship is actually very hurtful. The feeling of love is slightly weaker than this hurt. So you should think about the baby of this set of cards. Is there still any need to persist, or what do you really gain in this relationship? Let's look at the other party's ideas and state. The other party is a small scar of the sword. What about his energy? I think it's more positive and proactive than you. At least he is not as hurt as you, or the other person is more optimistic. People who can always take things lightly and see the bright side are often much happier than you. Is this person living far away from you, or is it an online love? The situation, on the contrary, he said. What do you have in common? You both think a lot. Quite often things that haven't actually happened might have been played over and over in your head, constantly and repetitively. The difference is that you think about more pessimistic things, while the other person thinks about more positive and optimistic aspects. Okay, let's look at your relationship connection. Is it a heart disease 4? Is it a disc 44? This number represents stability. Remain the same, maintain the status quo. In other words, your relationship may have been stuck here for a long time without moving forward, or it may be difficult for you to advance this relationship. There will also be some insecurity between the two parties. There are various obstacles such as distrust or realities or discouragement from parents and friends. All these count. What else? And then maybe it's about money, maybe it's about the job. Perhaps it is a reality that you need to take care of your own life and cannot devote too much energy to this relationship. It leads me to feel that the affection of the babies who chose Group D has mostly paused. If you're together with the baby, there won't be much change, just maintain the status quo. There hasn't been much progress recently. Let's see how Azure will develop. Azure is a hangman's card. It is still a static card, so it's not so easy for this relationship to progress in the near future. The second card is a Pisces card. It also represents a kind of sacrifice and dedication, which means either one or both of you might have chosen to sacrifice, contribute or remain still because of some real-world issues. This might be your card group. The situation is quite complicated. Everyone's circumstances are different, but your feelings in the relationship should be. It's quite uncomfortable, like this card of tonic wine, a Mars in Gemini card. The pressure and burden of thought will be very great. Perhaps you can't sleep at night thinking about insomnia, which can cause anxiety. I want to help you understand what you should do with these cards. Let's draw a suggestion card. Okay, this is the full chapter 2, Mars and Aries. It talks about making a decision. Need to take actual actions to make decisions rather than just staying at the thinking level. Just flow or bravely leave. This is a decision that needs to be made now. What you need.
It's about confidence, courage, and self-confidence.
Moreover, this decision, if you want to promote the relationship, should not be dragged on. Should quickly make this decision and take action. If you also evade, he also evades, you also don't move, he also doesn't move, then it can be seen that this relationship will not have any development in the near future. If you, the babies from Good D group, have more complex situations or more questions, feel free to ask me. Alright, second group, let's see what the person you're thinking of really thinks about your relationship. Let me first mention the zodiacs in this group: Scorpio, Virgo, and Taurus. Get started with equipment. There will be more Cancer people. Everyone corresponds to their own sun, moon, and rising constellations. Let me start with your thoughts on relationships. I think you guys are very grounded, and perhaps you are quite advantaged in reality. There will be a lot of their own investment work is also very stable. Income is not bad. In short, let others look like a rich festival. The feeling of not missing money is a bit. The Queen should be a rather formidable role in reality. Very independent and does not need to rely on boys. The other party can make money on their own and live very well, this kind of image. Besides, you guys tend to think about things in a realistic and practical way. If you were to start a relationship with someone, you would mostly think about, well, can we maintain our life with this person? Can I have a good day? Can I buy the bag I want in my circle of friends? Compared to everyone, am I still living a relatively good life, etc.? You are not very good at love and think more practically, and you will also demand the other person to can give promises or be down to earth. People who will escape. What you value more is a person's sense of responsibility, whether they can take responsibility for themselves and for the relationship. This is the one you guys value a lot. You can see he is under tremendous pressure, scepter stone, archer's punishment. You can see, for the other party, this relationship puts a lot of pressure on them. They are someone who loves freedom and adventure. People who don't like to be constrained, but ironically so. The number indeed felt suppressed in this relationship, which made him feel a kind of unfreedom or a life that he couldn't let go. So he will be a little scared, a little evasive, or because you want to force him to make a commitment which puts a lot of pressure on him. This man's not. But I will.
Marriage.
Self-centered. He hopes he can look more successful and attract attention. If saying that your brilliance has overwhelmed it, it will also feel uncomfortable inside. Different babies for you. The situation is the other party is really under a lot of pressure, carrying a lot of pressure. If you are still putting pressure on him now, it's advised to back off a bit. Otherwise, the other party will only run faster. Let's see. The connection energy of your current relationship is the Disc Princess, which is the initial energy of the earth element. That is to say, it is still in a stage of mutual understanding, mutual grinding and mutual adaptation. You might not be particularly familiar with each other's lifestyle and way of dealing with things. You're not used to it yet, and this state might cause a lot of friction between you. Maybe they can't meet your requirements, you feel it's not right. My colleague is very responsible. You're not very restrained, but the other party will think you have a strong desire to control. You are too dominant, which makes him feel oppressed. In short, there will be a lot of collisions and friction. The good side of this card is that the relationship will slowly grow, and there is such growth gene in it. You guys are now sowing the key to whether this seed can grow into a big tree depends on whether you two can consistently water and fertilize this seed. Okay, then let's take a look. The recent future will develop in this relationship is a double universe moon card. The moon dish represents that the situation is not very clear, just like you are walking in a blur. In the forest of cats and trees, the front is unclear, the front is foggy, it's hazy, It looks like you're driving in the rain, looking out through a glass window. The outside world seems unreal and blurry, so you would slow down when driving. Drive more carefully. This is also your future. You care about each other's life. Be more careful. Handle with care. Live as if on thin ice. We'll go to the south. However, this relationship is not very clear, and the specific direction is different for different babies. If you want to know about this set of cards, in specific situations you can find Xiaoqi alone to take a look, okay? The family's baby, our answer is like this.